So let's focus on, there's a lot of positivity movements. And the one I'd like to focus on would be the divorce positivity movement. I know I'll give my story first. I guess I'd been married almost 17 years. And our wedding anniversary was coming up on Friday the 13th, our 17th wedding anniversary. And but there was an event about 2 hours north of where we live for a group that my sons were with, my two older boys. So I was going to watch my two younger boys. There was a carnival at the school, and my husband was going to go join our sons at night. But it was Thursday night for the 13th, Friday the 13th. A phone call came in on my phone. It's really loud, and my husband had to be up at 3 in the morning to go to work. So I quick answered it, so it wouldn't bother him, and I went out. It was a message, and it said, "Oh, I'm sorry I missed your call. I was in the shower. I love you. I love you." And I looked at the number. It wasn't a number I recognized, and I was like, must be the wrong number. That's weird. And so, of course, then you think, well, maybe it wasn't the wrong number. And I went through my husband's wallet. I never in a million years would have thought that anyone would have wanted to cheat with him, because we've been married so long. We have 4 sons. I know he started drinking heavily and not coming home that much, only during work days. And I don't think he liked me anyway, but I tried to make everything cordial. I gave up everything to make this family work. I did. I love my sons. I tried to love my husband as best I could. I did everything a good wife's supposed to do, and it just didn't work, apparently. Anyway, so she was married. She wanted children. I didn't find out until after their child was born, 3 days before our divorce, but 5 weeks later, that she'd been pregnant pretty much the whole time of our divorce. He didn't say anything to his parents. He didn't tell anybody. So that was really hard, because I gave up so much to make that marriage work. I gave up everything. I gave up self-esteem. I gave up my gag reflex. I gave up everything. And for what? So I was angry. And anybody that would listen, I would tell them what crap this was. And I think, I was really in a bad place. My decision-making skills were rubbish. But you have to find humor, even in such a sucky thing. It turned out he had cheated with her on our 17th wedding anniversary. I found out 2 days later when he got back. Because I asked the boys, when did your dad get to that event up there? And they were like, oh, he didn't get there till the next day. And then he confessed and said he was in love with her, and he had to have sex with her a couple more times to know that he loved her, and that he loved me, and he wanted to stay, and blah, blah, blah. But he wanted a girlfriend, and there was nothing I could do about it, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I was mad. And, but now, 6 years later, life has been amazing. Luckily, in the state of Michigan, you can do it yourself divorce, and he didn't fight anything that I requested. I even get alimony for the rest of my life. There's a little box that says until death of payee. So he was kind enough, even though he said that I screwed him over in court. And I was like, basically, I had to do the paperwork. You just didn't read it. But but now I think he's just kind of understands that was really, even though he's mad at me, that was the nicest thing he could do, was give me alimony until I die. I just have to say that that's very kind of him. Even though he didn't realize he was doing it at the time, because he doesn't read anything. I always read the paperwork when we were married. I'm the one who filled out his, I'm the one who applied for jobs for him and wrote his resumes, and so I'm really good with paperwork. I have a college degree, but he always thought I was stupid. And then all I can remember now are the bad times. I can't, and I look back at my marriage and I was just like, oh my gosh, there were no good times. He was nice to me when I was pregnant. That's probably why we have 4 sons. But that's the only time I think he was ever nice to me. And right, because we got married and then immediately fell pregnant. So I wasn't thrilled, but you know, I love my sons. So my boys are super fun. They're all different, and they can frustrate the crap out of me, but I love them dearly. They're crazy and different, and all that good stuff. But I want women to know that there's a bright side. I mean, in my case, there was a bright side, and you had the bright side. So what I did when I was really, 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 really depressed, I watched the IT Crowd. And if you like British comedy, find something that makes you laugh and just keep watching it. We'd watch the IT Crowd repeatedly, the boys and I, and we know it by heart. I mean, that show brought us together because it's something we could all watch and just laugh and laugh and laugh. And that was probably the most positive thing that I did. I went to church, which is good. It's good, but it's just like, I never, like, Christ has always been with me. I don't ever feel like I ever lost him. So, you know, I always have that support. But just something funny, really, it does help. Laughter is the best medicine. It really is. And for a divorce, yeah, that's the way to go. So that's my story. And now, after 6 years later, actually, I've met a man who I married last year, and he is perfect for me. We lived together first, which I didn't believe in living together until I lived with him. And I was just like, oh my gosh, you're so much fun to live with. Whereas when I got married and then lived with my husband, then stuff started rolling out that maybe I don't want to, you know, like, he's not a good guy. But I just rolled with it because I was married. That time it's too late when you're married. So I had changed my stance on living together. You don't know somebody until you start living with them. You don't. So we'd lived together 4 years. And then when we got married, it was just like, cool, we're legal. You know, like, nobody can say anything. Like, we are together forever. Seriously. I'm weird, he's weird. Oh, we like to exercise together. We like to watch cheesy movies. We're both into British comedies. We like world music. So we are pretty much, I think we're the most ideal match that anybody could come up with. I mean, that's what I like to say. I adore my husband now, and my ex-husband, God bless him. I'm sure he has a perfect life. He's never really spoken to me. He doesn't really like speaking to me, so that's fine. I mean, I tried. I gave so much, and I just had nothing left to give. And God bless him. He's got 3 little babies. They had 2 boys and a girl. So, you know, I'm raising our 4 sons, and they're raising their 3 children, and it's all worked out really, really well. I'm sure they're just blissfully happy as we are here. And I have to clean my bedroom now. So, divorce positivity movement. Boom, 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 boom. It is it's hard. Luckily, I had the 100% custody of the boys, so they never left the house. I mean, if you wanted to take them camping or down to my ex-in-laws, that's fine. You know, it's whatever. But this is their house, and I made that perfectly clear during the divorce. My children aren't leaving this house. This is their house. If I have to move out, that's fine. But it's their house, and luckily I didn't have to move out since I got the house in the divorce. So, see, you have to construct it. I was lucky because, you know, my ex-husband didn't fight anything. I think he'd just given up. And for me, that was the best thing he could have. That's the greatest gift he gave me, is him. Like, I gave up hope that there was any salvation for that marriage, and he gave up hope that he could fight it and just let it roll into what it is. And I couldn't be happier. And I'm sure he's thrilled as well. So, divorce positivity, you can do this. It's hard. It hurts. It's like your whole guts are being ripped out like a fish through their mouth. But you can do this. And cry and get mad. Just don't put it on Facebook, because people will be like, you're being petty. Okay, don't put it on Facebook. But in your own house, privacy of your own home, you can be mad. You can rage and cry and just, yeah. Find a good friend that'll listen to you, and it'll be okay. Everything will be okay.